Ladies and gentlemen, Master Duel Theme Chronicle has arrived. So, for this particular Theme Chronicle event of choice, 38% of you voters, and I cannot believe I get to play this deck again after about almost a full year out of action with this. Representing the Artistic Angels, comprised of the Weather, based off from the sleeves, and Solfachords. Notable cards in this set are the Weather Rainbow Canvas, Snowy Canvas, Solfachord Gracia, Dual Solfachord Cutia, Red Time Reviver Emitter, the Weather Painter Aurora, the Weather Painter Snow, Solfachord Elegance, Dual Solfachord Coolia, and two of the Link monsters from that set are the captain of the ships, Grand Solfachord Musea, the Weather Painter Rainbow. In this Theme Chronicle series, we chose to represent Artistic Angels, thanks to the 38% of you voters, and this is the Theme Chronicle event, Solfachord Edition. So, most cases, we end up playing Solfachords. So, the deck comprises 8 monsters, 4 spells, 2 traps, and 2 Link monsters. So obviously, if you are not familiar the way how Solfachords work, I will leave the links in the description below somewhere on this channel, so that way you get to know every single thing about Solfachords. And with that being said, let us get into the action of Solfachords. Set a monster, set a back row. Normal Fancia, Fancia toss out Gracia, Elegance toss out Fancia complete scale, 1 and 8, Pendulum Shogun, levels 2 through 7, Gracia getting Harmonia, Fancia over, okay, Chaos variant, so Chaos Witch, Gracia for 21, 3 sets, Harmonia, 2 together for Beyond the Pendulum, pay 12 for Elitia on a follow-up, Harmonia getting Fancia back, and pass. Solar Recharge, so Chaos Lightsworn, discard Wolf, drew the 2, mill 2 Twilight Luminas, Rhoda for Raiden, Solar Recharge again, discard Raiden, drew 2, mill off Maxi Foolish, Chaos Space, discard the Wolf, getting the Chaos Creator, banish Ogre and Chaos Witch for Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy at the end, Chaos Witch for 2 tokens, Chaos Creator banished by Wolf and another Witch. Chaos Creator will receive nothing because of impermanence. Chaos Space, return Wolf to draw 1, charge of the Light Brigade, Foolishing Lumina Felice, Chaos Witch, add the Lumina, Chaos Creator over Beyond, CED for 3000. Normal Lumina, set Lumina mill off, call by Ash, and Duster. Harmonia for Gracia, Harmonia, make it scale 9, Pendulum Shogun, Pendulum for 4, Elitia return the set below Chaos Creator, Gracia getting Symphony, Harmonia, kill off CED, Fancia, toss out Angelia, 3 together for Grand Solfachord Coolia, Coolia over Chaos Creator, Gracia over Lumina, and 1 set. Allure of Darkness. Now, when it comes to Allure of Darkness, originally, I thought of negating it with Kulia, but at the same time, I said to myself, opponent is got to be on less cards in his or her hand. So I was like, you know what? I'm actually decide to let the Allure of Darkness go and see what was going to happen from there. So have I not negate with Grand Solfachord Kulia. Oh, opponent loses everything. Cross out Designator, Solar Recharge, and Orfeeble, the Harmonious Bullfighter Bard. Level 8 Light Beast Warrior, 3000 attack, 2400 defense. Can't be normal summon set, must be special summon from the hand by banishing 2 light and 2 darts from hand and or graveyard that isn't Orfeeble itself. If summoned this way, for every monster banished from the hand, extra 1000 attack, and for every monster banished in the graveyard, that's how many times Orfeeble gets to attack. And then upon destroying an opponent's monster by battle, after damage calc, banish that opponent's monster, and that effect is not once, which is insane. And then Chaos Sworn Scoop. And this next matchup, this hand, really strong. Okay, so Egyptian Gods, 3 Ra's Disciple, 3 set. Elegance, toss out Elitia, complete scale, normal Cutia, getting Gracia, Pendulum Shogun, Elitia Gracia, Elitia target the one closest to extra, Gracia getting Harmonia. Harmonia activates. Activate. Soul Crossing Chain. Tribute my 3 Solfachards for Ra. Resolve without destruction. Harmonia for Cutia. And 1 set. Tribute to 3. Another Winged Dragon of Ra. Pay everything for 100. Call by the Grave on Ra. Just so that all that attack stat was literally nothing. 1100, nothing. And the OTK is a failure. And this next matchup, looking at this hand, I'd say it's definitely something. Okay, first time with Symphonics. So, let's see what's up with Symphonics and see how it relates to every single unique usage of the effects. So, basses to some degree, drums, piano, synths, guitar, guitarist or guitarist, DJJ, mics, synth amplifier, and general probe. Those are the cards to go over for Symphonic Warrior to be specifically. Basses. This happens to be your level modulator in terms of for every card that is in your hand. So the number of cards you have in your hand, that's how many level it gets to increase. So, and his graveyard effect is the same thing as the field effect. So basis is your level modulator of a Wind Machine Tuner, level 1, 600 attack, 400 defense, and it's a 1-for-1 target too. Symphonic Warrior Drums. Drums happens to be your attribute changer, whether if it's on the field or graveyard to banish. Drums is your DNA transplant / mud dragon of Symphonic Warriors. I almost said surgery there. But level 2 Wind Machine Tuner, 700 both ways. Symphonic Warrior Piano. Level 3 Wind Machine Tuner, 900 attack, 1300 defense. Piano happens to be the monster type changer of Symphonic Warriors. That one is DNA surgery of Symphonic Warriors, whether if it's on the field or banished from the grave. Symphonic Warrior Synthesis. Level 4 Wind Machine Flip, 1200 attack, 1900 defense. Upon flip, add one Symphonic Warrior monster from deck to hand that isn't Synthesis. And then once per turn, target one monster you control or in your graveyard whose original name includes Symphonic Warriors. It gains the name and copies the effects until the end phase. Then, target one of your banished Symphonic Warriors that isn't Synthesis. Special summon it if it happens to be in a graveyard to banish it. Now, the Symphonic Pendulums. Level 3 Wind Machine Scale 7 of a Pendulum, 1500 attack, 100 defense. Scale effect, discard one card, special one Symphonic Warrior straight from your deck that isn't guitar. And then monster effect, upon normal summon, target one Symphonic Warrior monster in your graveyard, special it out. So guitar is your reborn while it's being a monster. Guitarist, scale 0 of a level 3 Wind Machine Pendulum Tuner, 1100 attack, 500 defense. If Synth Amplifier is in your field zone, free special. And upon normal or special, target one card in your pendulum zone, kick it back to the hand. And this is meant for you to fix your pendulum scales in case everything else seems to go wrong. And then the scale effect, target one other Symphonic Warrior card you control, kick both that card and this card to the hand. Symphonic Warrior DJJ. Level 4 Wind Machine Pendulum of a Scale 8, 1200 both ways. If this card is normal or special, special one Symphonic Warrior from your deck in face down defense that isn't DJJ. So that's meant for you to get your Synthesis out from deck to the field face down. Or is Synth Amplifier is in your field zone, special one Symphonic Warrior from your deck instead, but negate its effects. Any Symphonic that isn't DJJ. So basically, field spell is there. You can get literally any Symphonic Warrior that isn't DJJ. And it doesn't have to be Synthesis because Amplifier field spell is up. You don't have to worry about grabbing Synthesis that way. But otherwise, if you don't have the field spell, you usually go for Synthesis. And then the scale effect is, once per turn, during your main phase, flip one face down defense, Symphonic Warrior, into face up defense. So that's meant for Synthesis. And then, if a Symphonic Warrior monster's effect is activated outside of the damage step, special this from your scale. And it is hard ones. Interesting. Symphonic Warrior Mics. Level 5 Wind Machine Pendulum of a Scale 1. 2300 attack, 1100 defense. Special summon this card from hand by removing 3 symphonic counters from your field. After you normal or special this card, normal summon 1 monster during your main phase in addition, so double summon. And then scale effect. Unless you have a Symphonic Warrior card in your other scale, Mike's is a scale 4. So if it were to be a scale 4, it does nothing on its own. And then once the complete scales of Symphonic Warriors are set, that basically means Mike's is a scale 1, and let's see, DJJ is an 8, and Guitarist or Guitar is your 7. So the widest scale range would be Mike's and DJJ overall. And then once per turn during your end phase, target one of your banished Symphonic Warrior monsters, add it to your hand. So a little nice recursion there. Symphonic Warrior rocks. Tuner and a non-tuner to make it as a generic 7 Wind Machine Synchro Pendulum. Literally every single extra deck pendulum, like ever. If it gets killed by battle or card effect, place it in the scale. And then each of the following effects once. First chance it gets special summon, not synchro summon, but special summon. Add 1 face-up pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. Its Simp Amplifier is there. Destroy 1 card anywhere on the field without targeting. And in the scale effect, during each standby phase, add 1 face-up pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. Doesn't gotta be Symphonic Warriors. And then that effect is hard once, and then when an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy both that monster and this card. So a little nice backup plan for removal. Synth Amplifier. And of course, General Probe as well. They all do something about gaining counters every time a Symphonic Warrior monsters activate and resolve. And then for Simp Amplifier, for every counter there is, extra 100 attack. And then General Probe doesn't do the bonus buffs. And then depends on the number of counters removed are from Simp Amplifier and or General Probe. That's what it gets to do. Simp Amplifier, the field spell. Remove 5 or 7 for any of the effects. Remove 5 for every Symphonic Warrior card you control, scale included, or on the field actually. So basically Symphonic Warrior mirrors. Burn your opponent for 300 for each Symphonic Warrior everywhere on the field. And then 7 or more, I say 7 or more, only 7 counters, banish cards your opponent controls and or in their graveyard up to the number of Symphonic Warrior cards everywhere on the field. And it is non-target. While General Probe here, remove 3 Symphonic counters, add 1 Symphonic Warriors from deck to hand, and then normal or special a Symphonic Warrior outside of damage step, add 1 Synth Amplifier from deck to hand. And that is every single Symphonic Warrior card covered. Guitar, discard, cross out, which is a 1-of by the way. Ash, keeping Guitar in check. Normal Fancia, Drew into Harmonia, Elegance, toss out Fancia, complete scale, Fancia, toss out Gracia, Harmonia, get Gracia, Pendulum Shogun, PS2, Gracia getting Musica, Harmonia, make QT a 9, Harmonia, kill off Guitar, 16, 16, 21. 2 set, 3 together for Kulia, and essentially, now that Kulia is released, as I experimented in pure Solfachords, by the way, you are looking at a negate, since there's an odd scale, another negate off from Imperm, or 1 interruption and or special a Solfachord depending on the scale. So you are looking at 2 negates, and if I choose to destroy something, 2 negates and 1 interruption. Normal Ash, and then the Symphonic Warrior player just gave up. And this next matchup, looking at this hand, it's definitely something. Painful decision for Sue Ships. Shari. Reveal the normal Shari. Special the red and the uni. Cool. On the animation. Gunkin Sue Ship Uni Class Super Dreadnought. Long name. So when it comes to the Sue Ships, obviously I had experiences with Sue Ships. So since there's Shari as well as Uni, so draw a card and direct attack. Draw a card, of course. So Uni Class Dreadnought pass. Change your heart. Normal Fancia. Fancia toss out Butia. Scale Angelia. Scale Cutia. Time to play the Max C Challenge. Together for Hita. First of all, sick animation. Second of all, I honestly do not know why that these Sue Ships are actually fire. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I never changed at all when it comes to the Charmer Link extra deck. You guys know me way too well with the Charmer extra deck strats. So most cases, we still have, for the Charmer packages, Artemis. If you're wondering why Artemis in this extra deck list, somewhere in this main deck of mine, Drolinlot Bird is a card to some degree. And then, obviously, you guys saw Hita in the mix. Then there's Win, Asa, and Area. No Lina or Dark, because I felt like obviously the main deck doesn't have real targets, but light and dark charmers, I'm sorry to both, but it was literally never needed. So to replace the light and dark charmer, oh, and there's Celine too, for the sake of draw and lock target. So to replace the light and dark charmer, Foxglove Witch, as well as Trickstar Holy Angel. If you're wondering why Foxglove and Holy Angel, it is because of Trickstar Foxglove Witch's destruction effect, which is if this Link summon card gets killed by a battle or card effect, special summon 1 Link 2 or lower Trickstar from your extra deck, being Holy Angel, then burn your opponent 200 for every card they control. She can close out games, but in a very rare situation. Hita, Steel, Uni Dreadnought. Dreamia free special since there's a scale. Link the 2 into Kulia. Pendulum Shogun. Fancia Butia. And that is way over lethal, and we play through Maxi Challenge. And this next matchup, two things in mind. One, based off from this hand, excellent. And number two, based off from those sleeves of the World Championships, somebody must have got major experience in what it feels like to be participating in the World Championships to some degree. Shout out to my opponent for those sleeves. Nothing for the opponent. Elegance. Toss out Gracia, complete scale. Pendulum Treasure. Toss out Fancia. Pendulum Shogun. Gracia. Getting Harmonia. Harmonia activate. Max C. Harmonia to pick it up. Normal Fancia. 21. 16. Set. Oh, and Fancia toss out Futia pass. Nice Max C there. Nothing again? Fancia, toss out Angelia. Two together for Beyond the Pendulum. No pain points. Pendulum Shogun. Futia, Angelia. Whoa! And Kulia as well. Two together for Link Kulia. 3,000. And the rest for lethal. What is my opponent playing? Weather Painters. Okay, let's see what's something spicy in the mix. Two Legacy of the Duelist. So if you're not familiar with this card, when your monster declares an attack, target one spell trap your opponent controls, negate the attack, and if you do, destroy that card. Each player can only set one spell trap from their hand per turn. So basically, in combination with anti-spell, there's no point of setting. Monsters cannot attack the turn they are special summoned from the extra deck, and then during your draw phase, before your draw, you can give it up just to add literally any monster from grave to hand. And then one evenly match, only one, and then Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors. So lucky for me, I chose not to play the Dark Link, obviously, because I wanted to do some safety zone maneuvers of extra deck. And more importantly, with Shadow Mirrors, Shadow Mirrors doesn't do anything against me, so it's all good. This next matchup, looking at this hand, I'd say we should be in pretty good shape. Time Tearing. Upstart. That is unless your opponent summons out Jowgen the Spiritualist, which is not a good sign. The case about Jowgen the Spiritualist says somewhere in that last line of text, no one special summon monsters. And on top of that, discard one random card from your hand to the graveyard, destroy all special summon monsters everywhere on the field. But lucky for me, before working on the deck list of Solfachord, I said to myself, what's the one card that I'm missing in case if I'm having a terrible time against floodgates such as this? So I said to myself, definitely Change of Heart. And Change of Heart this gets added to the deck, and the card I took out was Mind Control. The reason why I took it out, like, yes, it's a great card for Link fodder, but the problem is for Mind Control, you cannot tribute the stolen monster or you cannot attack with it. So I subbed out Mind Control for Change of Heart, and you'll see why. Moonmere Shield, and of course, there's Necro Valley. Drew into Fancia. Change of Heart on a Jowgen. Tribute for Angelia. Pay to 5, negate it. And then the game is immediately over. Let's see what stun list that my opponent is working on. Okay, 3 Jowgens, 2 Banisher of the Radiance, 3 King Tiger Wanghu, and 2 Majesty's Fiends. Yikes. Yikes. That is just... wow. And last but not least, with this hand, as I said from before about Droll Lot Bird, it's in there only because of not only the Charmer package, and as I said earlier from before, you also got Celine and Artemis for the sake of the Droll in the Charmer package. Foolish? You know, Vendreads do have a story mode, so Foolishing the Scar of the Vendread. Scar getting Ravenous Vendread, fires off the Droll, and Call by on the Droll. Prep, or pre-prep, excuse me, getting the Ritual Spell, Revendread Origin, and the Slayer. Ravenous Vendread. Scar face down. Whoa. Tributed off. Ritual Summon Revendread Slayer. Revive it back. Avendread Savior. Ritual Guy for Ravenous Vendread. Toss out Slayer. Slayer attempts to activate, impermed the Slayer, and obviously can't forget about the name change for that matter. Butia scaled, Cutia scaled, normal Fancia, toss out Gracia, 2 through 8, 3 through 7. PS2, Gracia, Elitia kick back the set. Grabbing Harmonia. Harmonia activates. Kill off the Slayer. 21, 16, 11. 2 together. Beyond the Pendulum. Pay 12, grab Dreamia for the follow-up. Harmonia getting Elitia for the follow-up. 2 together 4, Kulia lane 3. Turn it to scale 9 in case of Nibiru, but never happened. Ravenous Vendread. Flip, Tribute Scar. Ritual Summon Slayer. Revendread Slayer. Scar getting Vendread Knights. Vendread Knights. Activate, discarding the Reunion, getting Revendread Executor. 3,000 attack that simply says While this ritual summon card is on the field, mainly your opponent cannot target cards in any shape or form that except Executor itself. And if for some reason, if this ritual summon card gets killed by battle or opponent's card effect while it's in its owner's monster zone, this lets you get any Vendread card from deck to hand. Origin, Tribute Off, Scavenger for Executor, Executor, over Kulia Link, Slayer, or in most cases, both Slayers, and then one set. Harmonia, grabbing Fancia, Harmonia, turning to Scale 9, Fancia, toss out Kulia, Dreamia, Freeze Special, to get it for the Royal Rare Grand Solfachord Musea. So if you noticed from the extra deck earlier on in the video, I pulled not one, but 2 Royal Rare Grand Solfachord Musea. So, small story time about this. When it was my 28th birthday on May 12th, I decided to pull, like, I believe it was extra 3,000 gems off just to buy off 3 multi-10 packs, and out of nowhere, 2 Royal Rare Musea just came to, and I said to myself, well, might as well build Solfachards. And the way how this deck performs, specifically in the Theme Chronicle event, it works like a charm, to be honest. Pendulum Shogun, whoa, Kulia, Gracia, Elitia. Can't use Elitia to bounce just because of level 8 Slayer. So Gracia to search, and then Musea, target Elitia, getting Angelia. Symphony for the OTK lines, and then Harmonia, kill off charge. Kulia, negate level 8 Slayer. Set. Attack regular Slayer, saving Grace. Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax makes his return. Vendread Knights, discard Ash. Pendulum Reborn. Reviving Kulia. Glossed out Kulia, by the way. Gets the Scavenger. Two together. The return of a Vendread Savior. Slayer, getting the evolution. Slayer, Link, Kulia, kill off Slayer. Grab back Ravenous Vendread. Ravenous Vendread. Set Scar. Ship it off for regular Revendread Slayer. Scar, getting the reorigin, evolution, the return of Executor, Anima, banish, grab back Scar to the field, and Avramax battles out level 8 Slayer for game. So guys, that's going to do it for part 1 of Solfachord in the Theme Chronicles. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't already, click on my channel page and keep the notifications smashed so that you are constantly to keep up with your updates. Catch up with you guys next time. Peace.